What's up? It's your boy Mean Joe Green, aka Prince of the Ghetto. Y'all, I want to give a big shout out to that boy Boosie Badass. I just heard that he ain't finna be doing any prison time. I think they say he got probation and like a fine or something like that. So that's good news, because Boosie, he one of those real ones that we need out here, man. If you from my era, man, it ain't many real ninjas left like that. Like Boosie, 50 Cent, no rappers like that that's still in the game, man, that's still with that real, still relevant, and the OG in the game. We need them type OGs in the game right now. Because as we can see how all these YNs acting and how they moving, it ain't everlasting the way they move. But as long as we got OGs like Boosie them out here, they can put stamps on things, keep hip hop, above level, afloat. But I want to give a big shout out to Boosie for that. But I just recently saw a video last night of Kodak Black dissing Lil Boosie. He put out a diss song, and I want to give the reason why he did that. Because Kodak, he from the streets too. When you from the streets and somebody give you a label like you dealing with that rat or you are a rat, that does something to a street ninja, man. If you consider yourself a real street ninja and somebody put a label on you as a rat, that really crush your whole identification. That makes you a fake. That makes you a lame out the way. And I'll give you an example of that. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. When he told old boy, Shitty Cuz, whatever his name was, that he was a rat, you seen how he reacted. When he unalived Nipsey, at the end, he kicked him. They just tell you how mad a person, a street ninja be once he get labeled as a rat. Man, all good. It's like they just can't take that. The fire just burns inside them and they explode with anger. Because no one wants to be labeled a rat. So, when Boosie called Kodak Black out, when he did that song with 6ix9ine and told him, you doing songs with rats, Kodak, it hit him like that. And Kodak felt a certain way. And you could tell he felt a certain way because really Kodak didn't never forgive Boosie for that. Because I'm telling you, being labeled a rat or hanging with rats, it does something to a street ninja. Inside, it does something to their character. So Kodak carried that along, and then recently they said Kodak met up with Gunna. And we all know, Young Thug and them said Gunna was a rat. So when Boosie called him out on that, they go that fire again. You see? And Boosie called Kodak out, on Instagram. Told him, you'll make a diss song once I'm finna go. See, Boosie thought he was gonna do some time, and he thinking Kodak like, yeah, I'm gonna kick him while he down, I'm gonna drop this diss. And, Boosie would let him know, like, man, that's lame too, But that tells you right there that Kodak always felt a certain way about Boosie. Because Boosie got real street cred in the game. And a person like Boosie with real street cred call you out when you got street cred, when you claiming you a G, that makes that person feel a certain way because another real ninja that's certified call him out. Making him feel less of a man, making him feel less of a street nigga. So what I get out of it, Kodak threw a shot at him, put a diss song out on him, and thinking that, Boosie finna go lay down, and I guess that made Kodak feel like he getting the last laugh. But you see, now Boosie just dodged that prison time, and now he only getting probation. Boosie's still free. So I wonder if you was a street ninja, Kodak, how do you feel about that? It's just, man, when Boosie just one of those chosen ones also. I give him that. And Kodak, now he got to live with the fact Boosie still out here. I'm not sure if Boosie might come back with a diss song or, but I guarantee you Kodak is not going to say nothing else because Boosie's still free. But that's just my take on that, man, because when you a real street ninja and another certified street ninja, your OG call you out on that. That's just like you a child and your uncle telling you did wrong and you got to accept it. Boosie pointed at them because, they still live by the street codes. Even though some of y'all say fuck the streets and the street code, but they still live by this. And Boosie, that's why Boosie on Kodak like that. And Kodak trying to come with different reasons, it is what it is. But Kodak Boosie still free. Shout out to that boy Boosie. Shout out to that boy Kodak, They young black men taking care of their families. That's what I love about all this. But at the same time, if you in that street shit, you rapping about it, you really got to live about it. And that's why Boosie on these youngsters' top, getting them straight. Like you can't talk about this and do the opposite. That's just the way the streets is. That's the code. But hey, it is what it is. That's my take on that. I just want to throw that out there, man. Boosie badass still out here. I'm happy about that. And I hope them boys, get that shit together, man, and continue doing their thing, man. It's your boy, Man Joe Green, y'all. I'm going to end this video right here. Like the video on your way out, man. And as always, it's all love. And I'm up out.